Hello everyone, it's Plumloop. Welcome back to the channel. Today I decided it would be fun to hop on over into Create a Sim. I know nobody really asked for a video like this, but I was thinking to myself that I finally found a way on how I go about creating sims, that I get really excited about playing with these sims and not really get into the habit of making a new sim each time I go and open my game again. So I thought it would be fun for today for me to talk about the thought process that I go through in order for me to get to the end result of a sim that I'm really excited to start playing with. So to do that, we'll probably have to go ahead and create a new sim. So let's get right into it. It is always a little daunting to create a new sim because maybe it's not at all what you kind of have imagined to create today, but we all need to start somewhere, and the first thing I like doing is just to strip the sim entirely of all the clothes and the hair, everything, so I can see the base that my sim has underneath it all. And then I just kind of go ahead and tweak the body a bit just for it to look a little bit more like how I want to or how I imagine it to look. So once I am pretty happy with how the body is looking, I'll go ahead and zoom on into my sim's face. Honestly, this part is mostly just very personal because I have my own sim style and I'm pretty sure you do have your own sim style as well. So this is probably where we'll differentiate a lot, but I think maybe these tips will still be very applicable for you. The first thing I always like to think is, what kind of sim haven't I really made in a while? And based on that, I mostly go ahead and pick what kind of look I want to go for. Thinking about that, I haven't really made a sim that has more Asian features, so I will go ahead and do that. I think this way you keep your game way more fresh and interesting, because I think it gets boring really quickly if you keep making sims that could literally just be family. They look alike too much. Now I just go about and picking presets that I haven't used in a while and just try some stuff out, move some stuff around until I get to a face shape that I like enough to then start thinking about who I would like this sim to be. So while I'm just sculpting my sim's face right now, I do want to say sometimes I don't really have an idea in my mind of what I want their face to look like, and I would say definitely go on head on over to Pinterest and just search human faces, and that way you can get some inspiration of a face that maybe speaks to you or really inspires you to create a sim. So now that I've kind of have a base for my sim that I like the look of, I'll go ahead and head on over to the skin colors and I'll pick something. Maybe I'll use one of these ones in the neutral tones. So now I will go ahead and use a few skin details that I've been really loving lately. Normally I do play completely CC free. I am still a vanilla player, but I've just really been enjoying creating a little bit more details for my sims faces so they look a little bit more alive to me, and I've been really enjoying the look of that lately. So that's just what I've been using at the moment. So now that I have this base sim that doesn't have any styling to her yet, so no hair, no clothes, no makeup whatsoever, before I go ahead and style her, the next thing that is kind of in my step-to-step process of creating a sim is to head on over to Google. So now that I've created a sim that I like the overall look of, I need to go ahead and decide what I want to play, and this is kind of just thinking about what kind of things have I not been playing lately, what kind of things do I really want to explore, what kind of things excite me at the moment. And I'll just go ahead and look through some lists and see if there's any careers that really pop out to me that I have really not explored, and I'll also go ahead and look at some skills that maybe would be really interesting. So while going through this list, maybe the freelancer career pops out to me because I know this career is pretty fun and it looks like something I would have fun with right now. I maybe also see the military career, which I've actually never given my sim before. So maybe it would be really fun to give this career to maybe her partner in the future and get this fun storyline that in the future when they have kids they need to move around a lot. Then another website that I really like using is thesims.fandom.com. On this website you can see all the skills that are currently in the game right now, and while looking through this I'll go ahead and brainstorm for a little bit and think about what kind of skill would really sound fun to me to try out, or what kind of skill haven't I really been paying attention to lately, and based on that I'll maybe give my sim some hobbies. So I already decided that this sim would be pretty creative because she's in the freelance artist career, and I also see the knitting skill, and Knitting is actually a pretty fun skill to do, and it gives your sim a lot of things to do at home, and I haven't been playing that much with it, so maybe this will be a hobby that I'll give my sim. After deciding on all of those things, I kind of have an idea of what I want to do with this sim, and based on that I can really just go ahead and style her in a way that kind of makes sense with that. This hairstyle, I think it looks fun and it's nothing too big or out there. I really like creating slice of life with my sims, so basically meaning I really like creating sims that just look like everyday people. But while playing with your sim, you can always just decide on other hobbies that would be fun for them to have and add them while playing your game. I really like to do that too. I really like to have my sim themselves decide what kind of stuff they really enjoy as well. So because my sim is really into knitting and she also has a freelance career which she can do from home, I kind of imagine that she'd probably be a bit of a homebody. Because I am a homebody myself, I would imagine that she really likes wearing comfy clothes a lot. So maybe I'll go ahead and play into that and just give her some baggy clothes. Another thing that I really like doing is that I like to give my sims a set of sneakers that they maybe just really love, and they always wear those sneakers. So maybe I'll pick these fun orange ones to give her a bit of a pop of color. Back to my point, when I want to create realism, I like having these shoes copied in another outfit so that she wears them quite often. And then maybe for makeup, I'll just give my sim a simple little lip gloss that she likes to wear and copy that to all of her outfits. But then I just go ahead and create a few more outfits with these ideas that I just mentioned in mind. Oh, and also don't forget about accessories. I just thought maybe it would be really fun to give her some glasses, and I think these glasses actually look really nice on her, so I am gonna go and give them to her. I really feel like it adds a bit more personality to my sim. And also, while you create outfits for your sims, don't be afraid to just be a little bit silly with it. It doesn't need to be perfect. Don't forget about adding fun little accessories such as the little hat she has on. But just like that, I managed to just put together a few outfits without really being too perfectionistic and just giving her some things to wear in the meantime, because I just really want to get into gameplay most of the time whenever I am in Create a Sim. So once I'm ready with all the outfits, I'll go and head on over to the aspirations. And thinking about the things that we were looking at Google, you can go ahead and maybe give her the Lady of the Knit aspiration, for example. But we also talked about maybe she'll eventually have a partner in the military, so maybe she's really searching for that soulmate. But for now, I think Lady of the Knits could be really fun. I never really tried that aspiration before. And other than that, I just like to pick out traits that I haven't really played with for a little bit, and I also just like to make my sim a little bit less perfect. So it's also really fun to give your sim traits that are maybe a little bit less desirable. That way your sim will feel a little more real and not like this perfect person. So maybe I'll give her the lazy traits and she just really likes watching TV and napping on the couch. So now that you figured all of that out, you can go ahead and add the hobbies that you already kind of planned for her to have. So I will give her the knitting hobby and then also the painting one, because we already decided on that. But next to that, I just really like to have the game decide itself what kind of things my sims would be into. Maybe she feels really awkward about compliments. I'm just saying some things, but think about anything that would make your sim feel a little bit more unique to other sims that you've played with before. So now the only thing that is left to do is to go ahead and give the sim a name. So I just like to go and randomize for a little bit until I find a name that would fit my sim. After randomizing, I came to this name. It's not like some kind of big name that I thought about for a while, again, because I just like to hop into gameplay and get started. Now that I've made the sim, the next thing I like 9 out of 10 times will do is to go ahead and create some other sims. Maybe you already created some sims before that you could plop into the game with her. Maybe this can be a good friend of hers, and maybe this guy can be her adopted father. I'm just giving some ideas that just will make your game a little bit more interesting, because I really do recommend you trying that out. You can also always just play with genetics and give your sim a parent or 2 parents that way. And besides that, I also just want to emphasize on the fact that if you start playing with a new sim, the first few days will probably be a little bit boring. You just gotta stick through those few days and get started on getting a little bit of routine going with your sim, setting up relationships with your sim, and then you really start to get into the groove of things. At least that really works for me. So with that being said, I really hope this kind of gave you some ideas or at least help you out in some kind of way. I really hope this all made sense. I am a bit of a rambler and I'm also not the best at explaining stuff, so I really hope this made sense. And I also just want to thank you so much for watching. Like always, I also hope to see you all next time. And I hope you have a great rest of your day or evening. Take care. Alright, bye bye guys.